Well, good afternoon. This is Rokani David onto the Rokani Media Football. Chiesa to Arsenal interest has gone ahead to be really put onto our notice from a site known as totaljuve.com, and we're here to obviously break it down to see how things are really happening in through and other teams that are going to have to be linked to this boy known as Chiesa. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and I hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are, and continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And we're here to bring you the latest news and information as far as Chiesa is concerned. There is Manuel Neuer, huge confirmation coming in through from the German coach on how they've gone ahead obviously confirm to the world that they're really having something permanent about that. And lastly, we are going to be talking about Man City and Stefan Ortega. Let's he close to 300 likes much in this video, and don't forget to subscribe so that all goes on well as planned in here. So we are here to obviously bring you the news and information about your favorite teams. We had a live stream yesterday night. It's really breaking records, you know. You can as well watch it there. João Neves to Arsenal interest. One of those stories that went ahead obviously make some huge rounds, and it is really hugely viewed, and it's breaking our record of the most streamed video in the last 2 weeks, because it looks like it's gonna be hitting like 5,000 views by the end of the 12 hours. But that's all possible because of you guys. So we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslim is Barakallahu Fikum, and may the living to God bless you and bless you abundantly. Now, let's start it off with a story coming in through from totaljuve.com. They've told us that Federico Chiesa future at Juventus is uncertain due to his current contract situation, and there is increasing interest in the player from Arsenal, Newcastle, and Chelsea. Juventus would prefer a sale abroad and are seeking for at least 40 to 45 million euros. Now, when you talk about 40 million euros, that is like 30 million pounds, and 45 is like 35 million pounds, meaning that it's 30 to 35 million pounds. That's their request to obviously sell Federico Chiesa. Now, Federico Chiesa is a very good player. I love the player in him. All what he does is really perfect. And if you're to talk about him, he's what we call a modern monster and a pressing monster of a player. And I would love, you know, sometimes when you hear a team being linked to Chiesa, you look at the players they have and you ask yourself, how can they be if at all they're really having Jesus, Chiesa, and Bukayo Saka at the front three of Arsenal? You get all those players run a lot, and they're very direct. Chiesa is 26 years of age. He's going to be making 27. And last season, he went ahead to obviously have 33 games in the Serie A with 9 goals and 2 assists. Coppa Italia, 4 goals and 1 goal. UEFA Europa League. So they never played in Europe last season, meaning that he played 37 games in total and scored 10 goals. So, for Federico Chiesa, there are boxes of Arsenal he ticks. One, the experience and him being a winner of the Euros 2021 and the, is it Coppa Italia they won after Vlahovic went ahead to score a goal. Then, the age, 26 years of age. That is really a perfect signing for the club of Arsenal, you know. And the other factor that you have to look at is what he offers. He can play as a right forward. He can play as a left forward. And this is the question. Does Arsenal need a Bukayo Saka competitor with the right foot, or a Bukayo Saka competitor with the left foot? You know, that is the huge question. And if they want a right-footed winger, then Federico Chiesa will take all the boxes. I tell you, because this guy is really a hard-working player. He passes on very well, and he can be the reason as to why Arsenal maybe wins the league and obviously take them to the semi-finals and finals of the Champions League next season because he has huge Champions League experience. We talk about Champions League. He has played in the Champions League for Juventus from 2020 to 2023. And he has so far scored 6 goals in the Champions League in 13 games. That is Federico Chiesa. And I think he has a lot to offer to the side of Arsenal. Now, for me, my problem are his injuries. There is nothing else. That is the hugest red flag that you can really get from him. He's an injury-prone player. When you look at his injuries, you really get worried. And let's see how this season is going to hit, obviously, keep him in or out. And see how many games Federico Chiesa has going to hate to miss out this season. Looks like there is a change. Last season, he was so much injury-prone, but this season, he had to start in August. And he got a muscular problem that kept him out for 7 days and missed 2 games in September. 5th October, he got a muscular problem again. He missed out on 4 games. Those are 6. December 2023, 5 days out, unknown injury, 1 game. Those are 7. And in January 6th, from January 6th to 12th January, he was out and missed out 2 games. And January 20th to January 30th. So that means this recently completed season, he has gonna hit, obviously miss out on, these are 6, 7, 11 games. And that doesn't really act as a red flag for me. For a player who misses out on 7 games, I think he can come in through and obviously do the needful, because when you look at even Bukayo Saka, let me show you Bukayo Saka and the number of games that's going to hit to miss out for the club of Arsenal. You know? I want the injury history of Bukayo Saka. So, let's see how many games Saka missed out this season. Chiesa missed out on 11, and let's see how many games Saka missed out. Now, sorry about that. In 2023, Saka went ahead to miss out from October 3rd to October 21st. He was out for 18 days, and Saka went ahead to miss out on 7 games. And from March 21st to April 6, 2024, he was out for 16 days and went ahead to miss out 10 games. Now, I think now the injury proneness issue has been settled. Chiesa missed 11, Saka missed 10. Meaning that that's not all bad, and he went ahead to work hard on his recovery. That is Federico Chiesa. And I think Arsenal do have better doctors that can obviously address the issues of Federico Chiesa in a better sounding way. So we wait and see how Federico Chiesa kickstarts him into this moment and see how things are really going to pan out for him. But in my understanding, I think he's a signing that Arsenal need. That is it. He's a signing that Arsenal need, but it will depend on whether Mikel Arteta want to bring in a right winger with the right foot or a left foot. But with Trossard and with Trossard and Martinelli playing on the left, he will obviously have to convince him a lot. Now, let's talk about the amount of money. Obviously, you can get him for peanuts. If you're signing him for 30 to 34 million pounds, I think that's an absolute steal. It's an absolute steal because Chiesa is amazingly a very good player. You all agree with me. He is really one of those players that you'd love to have in your team. But it depends what is the priority. That is it. So, I would want to see him play at Arsenal because he brings in experience. I've been so much consistent on this. Some Arsenal fans never got me right when I obviously commenced this talk on Rafael Varane being linked to Arsenal by Bakary Sagna, and he was urging Mikel Arteta to sign Rafael Varane. And I was saying that Arsenal need experienced players that know how to obviously get them out of danger. Like in the game of Man City, a player like Federico Chiesa, who will come in through and obviously either get that ball single-handedly and run with it into the final third and obviously complete that chance, or else he can even be the man responsible for the assist. Secondly, Federico Chiesa can really hit or shoot from far. You know, he's good at perfect crossing. He's a consistent Martinelli who can obviously fight. And I think his game is tailor-made for the Premier League. That is it. His game is tailor-made for the Premier League. He can come out and really put up a fight. And those are players that Arsenal need. And if at all Federico Chiesa is a variable for that very few £1 million, why not get him? 26 years of age. You are adding another star at Arsenal, obviously to complement Jorginho, because Jorginho is Italian and he lacks another Italian to obviously feel free with. Obviously, go Italian restaurants in London and so on and so forth. So, if Arsenal are really serious onto this deal, I think they can even use Jorginho to convince Chiesa to obviously come. Sorry about that. He can convince Chiesa to obviously come at Arsenal during the Euros. And they're going to be playing the Euros together. And for everyone who doubts Chiesa's potential, watch out in the Euros. Very good player. And I think those are some of the players that Arsenal should be looking at that really have quality. And he's really what we call budget saving. That is it. So we wait and see how this deal is going to really pan out for Federico Chiesa. But Newcastle, Chelsea, and Liverpool are interested in Chiesa. Sorry, Newcastle and Chelsea. And for Chiesa going in or being available for peanuts, I tell you, it is something totally different. You know, it just really does as something different. And I tell you, with the onus that we have, Chelsea might obviously grab him in early. And it will depend on who Chelsea really want. Do Chelsea want to go in for Olise, or they want to get in Federico Chiesa? We wait and see how that pans out, but that's what we have about Chiesa. But he ticks very many boxes of really playing for the side of Arsenal. Now, there is a goalkeeper known as Manuel Neuer, and looks like he's going to play his last tournament for Germany. And we've been told by Toby, chief reporter for Sports Build, close to Bayern Munich, he has told us that this summer's Euros is expected to be Manuel Neuer's last tournament for Germany, as it's heard from the entourage of the national team and in Munich. Mark ter Stegen will be his successor. Now, they say Mark ter Stegen will be his, but I'm not really agreeing with them. And the beauty is that he's using the right English words, that this is expected to be. Meaning that it's not a conclusive statement put out there, because how many years are we left to go to play in the World Cup? 2025, 2026. 2 years from now, we are going to be playing in the World Cup. And we are just 6 months away from entering 2025. World Cup qualifiers, groups drawn. It might be his retirement, and he might be really willing to go some other 2 years for Bayern Munich and the Germany national team, and obviously go. I think he has to play in the World Cup. He has to play in the World Cup with the crop of players that Germany are really having right now. And if at all Nagelsmann continues to get the best out of those players, I tell you what, Germany might be the contenders, obviously coming through and compete for the World Cup in 2026. In USA, Mexico, and Canada. That is the guy for you. Now, Nagelsmann has come out and really cleared the air. He has said, I'm not entertaining any discussion about the goalkeeping role. Manuel Neuer is and will be our starting goalkeeper. I won't let any decision arise, even if everyone tries to start one. So, I think there was a question that why don't you really put in Ter Stegen, you know? And there is this other goalkeeper. Is he called Vamp? I've forgotten his name, but he's really a very good goalkeeper. Now, when you look at when you look at Manuel Neuer, obviously he's one of the best goalkeepers for the last 3 decades. He has been here for that long. For the last 2 decades. He has been here for that long. And he's been that goalkeeper that has gonna hit, obviously, do that ball playing role, sweeper goalkeeping, even when he had problems with him, you know? And even when goalkeepers hadn't gonna hit, obviously, give it a very good goal, he was really doing the role, but it spread all over the world, and he deserves his kudos. So the manager is like, no debate about it, and I think he's right, because there is no way you talk about any goalkeeper to start ahead of Manuel Neuer, even if it's Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen has not gone ahead, obviously, elevate his game, but I believe if at all there was a goalkeeper that would have gone ahead, obviously, come out and elevate his game, he would have gone ahead to find himself in a position of obviously getting this guy out of that position. But I tell you, it's really huge. It's really huge for the guy. Now let's go to Man City. And the exclusive was dropped by Portugal. Done deal. Stefan Ortega will sign a new contract until 2026 with Man City. After tough negotiations in recent months, a total agreement is now done. Pep Guardiola wanted him to stay. Ortega will now do everything to become the #1 next season. Then Fabrizio Romano came up and said Man City have agreed on a new 2-year deal for Stefan Ortega, set to be signed soon. The verbal agreement is ready, waiting for paperwork to be completed. As play to goal, Ortega had many options on the market, but is now ready to stay. And I think Ortega had gone ahead, obviously, throw in his disclaimer to the side of Man City that I'm having teams that want to make me a first choice goalkeeper, and I believe that I should be. And every time I was going to hit, obviously, come up in that, or in between the stages for the club of, Man City, he has not gone ahead to disappoint. Let's all admit, he has not gone ahead to disappoint. He has gone ahead, obviously, put in the best performances ever possible. So for me, I think what has gone ahead, obviously, give him green light is because Ederson wants to go to Saudi Arabia. The money offered to him has gone onto his head and is like, I've done everything with Man City. I've won the Premier League. I've won the Champions League. I've won the FA Cup. I've won the Carabao Cup. I've won the Super Cup. I've also gone ahead to win the Club World Cup. Now, what's left is simple. Going to Saudi Arabia and make that money, because a deal has already gone ahead to be put on his table and he has gone ahead to accept it. And Ortega is like, Ederson is leaving. I must really capitalize this space that he has been occupying. That's why he's very much positive and he's going to sign a new contract at the side of Man City, and we might see him as the first choice goalkeeper for Man City next season. For Man City, I think they're okay with selling the guy. They are okay with selling the guy. That is it. They are okay with letting the guy go as a club of Man City, because they're going to get in huge money. I think they can get like 50 million euros because he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And for Saudi Arabia, they want to obviously get in huge players. I've seen them preparing a bid for Bruno Fernandes, 128 million pounds, right? So for Salah, it was 200 million pounds bid last summer that was turned down by the side of Liverpool. So we wait and see how that pans out, but I call upon for your reactions in the comment section below about Federico Chiesa to Arsenal. Arsenal is of interest to sign Federico Chiesa. What do you make about it? And Manuel Neuer leaving or quitting football, or really stopping to play for the national team in this Euros. Do you think he will end here, or he'll obviously go ahead and really play even in the World Cup of 2026? And lastly, what do you make about Ortega? Obviously, new deal at Man City, and is expected to be the first choice goalkeeper of Man City after that performance he made against Tottenham Hotspur and against a team like Man United, Ortega was the real deal. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. Bye-bye.